What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host Josh, and we are back for our 5 takeaways of the game we just saw between Frankfurt and Dortmund. It was a typical Dortmund game, let's be honest. Dortmund just somehow turned it around. We're down 2-0, 1-3-2. So these are my 5 takeaways on the match. If you guys do enjoy the series, be sure to drop a like, drop a sub as well, and let's get into the episode now. Alright guys, so what we just saw was a very typical Dortmund game. I spent most of the game being upset and angry. We're down 2-0, somehow turned it around and 1-3-2. It was quite ridiculous. So let's get into it, because yes, we took 3 points, but it was not a very good match. I can't truthfully look at this team and pick out players who I thought did very well. I thought this was a very below par average game. So my first takeaway is going to be the tempo of the match, because I thought we started out very good. I thought that combination between Malen and Mounié looked very dangerous. I thought Mounié looked very active throughout the match. And then all of a sudden the passing was going our way. It looked like this was going to be our type of match. And then Frankfurt just took over and just gave it to us for basically definitely the rest of that first half. And really for a big portion of the second half as well. We looked very open, very stretched. And it didn't look like we were even involved. The mentality is something we've talked about a few times here in the channel. And it just looked like there was a big disconnect between the teams. Every time that we were basically going forward, Mounié and Guerrero would commit, Bellingham would commit. We'd be sloppy on the ball, we'd lose over the ball, and then Frankfurt hit the other way drastically hard with just Dahoud, Chan, and Hummels having to defend, and it just looked all over the place. And it was a real concern up until basically the 70th minute. Now my second takeaway is also going to be on the formation. The 4-2-3-1 is the formation I think Marco Rose wants to play. I think it's the style of football that he wants to play as well. But let's be honest, and I just want to toss it out here because some real investment needs to happen with this team, because it's just simply not there. We're playing in a 4-2-3-1 where Guerrero is not really at a position, but he is not a left back. He is a left wing back. This is why he gets caught up the pitch so often, because that's where he wants to play. Mounié has to have some situational awareness to get him to hang back. One of the fullbacks needs to do it. We can't have that many bodies forward. So it's not playing out of position, but kind of playing out of position. We have a center mid and Chan playing at center back. But the biggest issue when playing a 4-2-3-1 system is the fact that we don't have wingers. We have a striker in Malen playing as a winger. We have attacking mid and Royce playing as a winger, and it really looked like it was bothering this team. They weren't able to stretch the pitch as they really wanted to, and Frankfurt really had them playing into their hands, and it looked like it was just gonna be one of those matches. So I don't know if the 4-2-3-1 for right now is a system, but I don't know what else is, because I think this is what Marco Rose wants to implement. So the board really has to take a look at if is Rose the guy going forward, and if so, we need to give him the style of football that he wants to play, because I'm a big fan of Adeyemi, guys, but guess what? He's not a 1v1 type winger. That is what this club needs if we're gonna go down this route. Now, we are able to make a way to find it work, and I give the players huge credit to finally, towards the end of the game, score 3 goals, but it could have easily ended in a loss for us, and I think the formation is something that Marco Rose is definitely going to have to look at to get the best out of his players. My third point is, once again, I guess, sloppy passes, sloppy play, and slash just defending, because the 2 goals we gave up early, you can point the finger to Mounié, you can point the finger to potentially Bellingham, to Royce, or mainly me, Kobel. That goal came from a set piece and was very avoidable. There's some situations leading up to it that I thought were interesting. I didn't think Bellingham should have been the man, honestly, marking Boré. I think that when he's a striker, you should have a proper defender taking after him. He got free, found a way to get the ball in the back of the net, and in my eyes, Kobel should have got it. And the second one was just a disaster all around. A lot of poor individual mistakes happened until Boré pounced on it and put it in the back of the net. And these type of things is what Dortmund do. They like to shoot themselves in the foot. And it seemed like we just dug ourselves a hole. We were away from home, down 2-0 against Frankfurt. This game should have been done and dusted. So there was a lot. My first 3 takeaways, I wanted to make sure that this game was not good in Dortmund's perspective. And I can't believe we pulled off 3 points. A lot of things need to be figured out to get this team defending properly, to get the proper awareness around you. Situational awareness, I think, is something that really hurts this team. But now let's get to the positive things, because we won. So my 4th takeaway, guys, is there was a fight towards the end of this game. You could tell Dortmund was heating up, and there was a 20-minute spell there where the shots were, I believe, 12-2. So Dortmund all of a sudden went on the front foot. Now maybe this can look at Frankfurt, that they just sat right back and invited way too much pressure, and Dortmund do have quality that were able to break it down, but it was there. Haaland had a really poor game. Malen had a poor game. Brandt, Royce, everyone up front basically was shooting blanks. I mean, especially Haaland, who's missing point-blank opportunities, but they somehow found a way. Really clever pass into Hazard, who I think came on and made a big difference. And in a 4-2-3-1 system, he is the most proper attacking mid you're going to find. So I really think if you can get Hazard healthy, he'll be very useful in this 4-2-3-1 setup. And he had a nice little run, kick-started the comeback, and then Bellingham, who is Bellingham, one of the most consistent players you're going to find, had a bit of a struggle-ish game, but found a way to get it through. And then Dahoud. Somehow, man, this man is always important to us because he'll take those shots from outside the box, and he was able to get the job done. The fight back was incredible. I can't praise it enough. But my fifth takeaway is that this is typical Dortmund. And I don't mean it as really a good thing. I don't really mean it as a bad thing. Typical Dortmund, to me, when I'm thinking back of the years of crazy, wild, high-scoring games where we're losing and we find the way through, it's not the way to build a championship-winning team, but it is a fun way to get entertaining football. So this is the first game of 2022. And I thought it was kind of funny that it came down to a typical Dortmund win. We made it hard on ourselves. We made it difficult for ourselves. We didn't play well. Players didn't shine at any aspect of this match. Let me know down below who shined the most for you. Who was your man of the match? Because I thought it was a very below average game for everybody. But we found a way in 20 minutes to peg 3 back away from home to win 3-2. It's a 6-point gap right now between us and Bayern. It made the league a little bit more interesting. It was a fun game, sort of, if you look at the last 20, but we're back, guys. Bundesliga is back. We came back with a big win over Frankfurt, so a lot of work, in my opinion, still to do for Marco Rose on a lot of those points, but I hope you guys did enjoy the watch along. I hope you guys did enjoy our 5 takeaways. Let me know down below what you thought, if you had any takeaways yourself, if you agreed with mine. Welcome to 2022, guys. Welcome to typical Borussia Dortmund style of football. I appreciate you guys coming in. Be sure to drop a like, drop a sub on your way out, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, friends.